I want to start this by acknowledging that on Indigenous lands that have been cared for a whole lot of generations, definitely a long time before my ancestors came over from Europe. And so, yeah, to pay deep respects to the peoples who've been caring for this land for that long, to their elders, past and present, and to acknowledge that in this time of climate crisis, ecological crisis, we have a lot to learn from Indigenous peoples here and around the world. And we also want to stand shoulder to shoulder. Samantha said, people have been trading and doing market type things on these lands for a long time. So it's great to be able to do that all with you today. So some of you might know about NENA. This event is put on by the NENA Localisation Hub. NENA stands for New Economy Network Australia. NENA is a network of individuals and civil society organisations working to transform Australian society by shifting our economic system, which I'm sure all of you here are on board with. And that's part of what we're doing tonight with this offers and needs market. Yeah, we've got 5 core principles of ecological sustainability, social and economic justice, First Nation sovereignty, participatory democracy, and strengthening local and place-based economies. We're a network which facilitates the connections, promotes different projects from around the country. And this particular event is put on by the Localisation Hub. And one last plug before we start, NENA is having a conference in October up in Queensland. It's called Pathways to a Thriving World. We'll send out that information in a follow-up email, I'm sure, but hopefully we'll see a bunch of you there.
Thank you for the Localisation Hub that's been holding meetings. Who here put your physical hand up? Have you come to any of Anisa's Localisation Hub meetings? Okay. Okay, great. So not many that are on video. So you might be new to this whole to us. So just to get to know each other a little bit, and because it ties in with what we're doing today, I would love to hear from everyone in the chat something that you are passionate about. And let's put our what we do for work or for money aside and just put something in the chat that you're passionate about. It may be an idea that just popped up now, or it might be something that you've been pursuing your whole life. Fantastic, thank you. Old growth forests, good conflict skills, environment, music, health equity, nature protection, spending time with children, participating in place, neighborhood, economic equality, social justice, composting, education and learning, community nursery, local economies, technology, politics, reducing plastic use and gardening, children's future, hugging trees, road cycling, climate change, supporting lived experience voices, community circles dialogue, and let's. Fantastic, thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I'll just run through combating climate change. So today I'll be telling a little story to introduce the idea of the offers and needs market. Then we'll go into the offers part and we'll go into breakouts for that. Those who are happy to be on the recording, you could stay in the main room. And we'll have a short break and then we'll do the needs market. And then we'll do a sort of combination of those and switch around and some reflection time and closing. This is just a nice, simple way of summarizing what we are doing, connecting, shifting from transactional to relational, reflecting, acknowledging your own something, and challenging the myth of scarcity. So has anyone here heard the story of the stone soup? Put your physical hand up if you have the stone soup. Okay, I'm going to tell it in 3 minutes. So 3 travelers came to a town, and the people of this town had gone through really hard times. And they saw that these travelers were coming and they just closed their curtains and they pulled their doors, locked their doors and closed their gates. So when the travelers came asking for food, which they were pretty hungry, they just heard no. But this wasn't the first time something like this had happened to them, so they were prepared and they had a huge pot. And they went down to the creek and they filled this pot with water. And as they walked back through the town, they announced to everyone and invited everyone to come and enjoy some stone soup. They set up in the middle of in the town square and they started boiling the water. And very soon the children started to come because they were very curious about what was the stone soup. They'd never heard of it. And these travelers put a big stone into the pot. They boiled the water, cooked it up, took a spoon. That is delicious, but it needs a little bit of salt. So off one of the children ran and went and got some salt. Put the salt in, tasted it again. That is good. It could do with a few carrots. Somebody standing there being curious and watching them said, "Oh, I've got some old carrots that I harvested out of my garden. I'll go get those." And on it went. They had a piece of meat that was an offcut that the butcher didn't need. And they got some potatoes and herbs. And slowly the soup started to build into the most delicious and aromatic soup, which everyone from all over the town could smell, and everyone started coming around. And as they got together, they remembered the old songs and the dances that they used to share and the story, and they started telling each other stories. And then the soup was ready, and everyone got to have this delicious soup made up of so many different ingredients. And they're all sitting around enjoying the soup. And then when they finished, they looked around. They said, "You know what? We must really thank those travelers. They've brought us all together." But when they looked around to find the travelers, they were nowhere to be seen. So I don't know which part of that story you might have resonated with, but I just love this idea of creating this incredible abundance just out of putting our wits and our skills and our resources together and getting out of that scarcity mentality and seeing what riches we actually can uncover together. That's what the offers and needs market is for me. And I hope you will enjoy discovering that. So, yeah, before any questions from anyone that we haven't really given you a chance to speak up or ask anything, please feel free to use the chat. Sarah will monitor the chat. Sarah, Anisa and I are facilitating this mostly, and Sarah's here to support us. So we're doing this together, and we're all passionate about localization and new economy, basically. So will you let me know, Sarah, and just sing out if there are any questions you think need to be answered while I'm here?
There's one question in the chat. Oliver Violet's asked, are we supposed to have already thought up our offers and needs?
Okay, no, the answer is no. And grab a piece of paper and a pen now, or if you like typing, you prefer typing things up, you'll be on your computer. And we are going to ask you to start thinking about your offers. We did email everyone 2 documents, which we'll share again now. So if you could in the chat. If you don't have that on the email that Sarah sent, then you'll have that for ideas. And I'm going to give you about 4 minutes to basically brainstorm, put down anything that you could possibly think of offering to, say, this group of people that you don't know. You may not know most of the people here, but you've got an idea. We're coming together with a shared interest. So what? Just brainstorm. Don't censor anything at this stage. Write down everything that you would enjoy offering. And that's an important part of this. It's not something, there's no sense of duty or obligation. It's what would you really enjoy offering into the community. And be mindful as well. You may only enjoy offering this once as a once-off ever, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So it doesn't need to be something that you now going to have to come up offer every once a week or anything like that. But Anisa, if we could have the slides about the 5 types of offers, if we could put that up. Start thinking about what resources do you have access to that other people might find useful. What are your passions? We've already named some of those in the chat. Those were the first things that came to mind for you. And perhaps there's something related to your passions that you can offer to others. Knowledge and perspectives that you have that are unique to you. And our more obvious things are our skills and services, like graphic design and language lessons. Or there are also opportunities, a job opportunity, accountability buddy, shop. And yes, we can go on to the questions. Thank you. We will pop these questions in the chat as well. It is, what am I passionate about? What resources am I connected to? What hidden talents would I love to share with another person? What is something people always ask me about? These are some more prompts to get your brains sparking about what you could possibly offer. We're going to go into silent reflection now, so that everyone can focus. If you have any questions, please ask us individually, one of us, preferably Sarah, actually. And we could stop sharing if those questions are now in the chat, then we can stop sharing. Great, thank you. And music, and you have, we'll give you a few minutes and check in a few minutes. want to just put in the chat if you have not come up with at least 3 offers? Anyone that has not come up with 3 offers, just put an N in the chat, meaning you're not ready. Okay. Yeah, I saw somebody wanted that slide up again and I couldn't share it because the music was going. Oh, we had. Perhaps let's take a picture. Let's show that slide again, Anisa. And if anyone wants to hang on to that, just take a photograph now or a screenshot, and then we'll just have it up for a sec.
I also copied the text and put it in the chat.
Thank you, great. Okay, and as we're doing that, just quietly select 2 of your offers to share in the upcoming breakout room. Decide which 2 of the things you've just brainstormed you're going to actually want to share with others. And Anisa and I are going to quickly model how we're going to share that. Anisa, could you put the... Oh, that's okay. We'll model it and then we'll put the slide up. Okay. So we want to be really clear about a few things. I'm just going to pop it in the chat. When we share our offer, what exactly are we sharing? Our name will be obvious because we're on Zoom. And what is the availability? Like I said, you may only want to do this thing once a month, once a year, or that is totally up to you how much you're going to offer it and the location where you're going to offer it and the cost. So this is how it's going to run in the breakout rooms, where we'll go in alphabetical order according to first names, just to make it easy. If you don't want to participate, feel free to just pass any round. If you want to just listen, that's absolutely fine. So for me, for example, my offer is on its meetups for carers and parents of neurodivergent children. It is on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. for an hour. The location is on Zoom and the cost is free. Over to you, Anisa.
Okay, my offer is online trainings for groups about conflict skills or facilitation skills. The availability would be negotiated depending on what works for us. The location would either be in Melbourne or Zoom, or could travel around the country if that works. And the cost is that you bring the participants. So you organize the group that comes along, and apart from that, it's free.
Great. Okay, so that was maybe half a minute each, something like that. You obviously have limited time in the breakout rooms, and we want to make sure that that everyone gets to share at least 2 offers. You may even have time to share 3. Just bear in mind that you may hear an offer that piques your interest and you want to know more. But in the first 2 rounds, we're just going to briefly share our offers. After that, you will have time to ask questions, get a little bit more detail. And also, we're going to be populating a spreadsheet with all your offers and needs, those who choose to, which will only be used in this group. So there will be time to catch up with people later. So when you share your offer, please don't go into a long, detailed explanation, just the basics so that people who are interested can take it up with you at a later stage. So I see there's still people joining. I'm not sure how we can. Oh, could you put up your virtual hand If you'd like to stay in the main room, will be recorded so that all those people who have registered will be able to see how the offers market actually plays out. So if you don't know how to put up your virtual hand, just put something in the chat. Now, Anisa, are you going to do the breakouts? While everyone's waiting to get sorted, just remember alphabetical order of your first name. And then one offer, just one offer in the first round, and then we will do a second round and you will share a second offer with those. And Anisa's put in the chat the agenda just to remind you. Just a minute to settle in. Sharing of the first offer, that's 5 minutes for the whole group. Second offer, 5 minutes, and then any clarifying questions, that's another 5 minutes. So that'll be about 15 minutes you'll be in the breakout. Any questions, just press the help button and one of us will come and help you. If there are any questions before you go in, then now's the time.
Okay, I think I've got all the rooms ready. So yeah, those you four in room 1, just don't join so you can stay in the main room. Samantha and I will be hanging out, but we'll be ready to jump in any room if you need any help. So just send us a message. I'm pretty sure there's a help button. And yeah.
And have fun. That's the main thing. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Have fun with it.
We'll give you a reminder with about 5 minutes to go.
Gal, are you the first in the alphabet?
I think Colleen is, perhaps.
Oh, Colleen.
Yeah.
Colleen, there you are. Hello.
Nicole. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Go.
This is good because I have been to NENA talks before and we were talking about circular economy and stuff like that, sharing and earth laws and stuff like that.
Colleen, sorry to interrupt. We only got a few minutes, so can you give your offer, availability, location, cost?
Massage,
Thanks,
Monday
Pascal.
and Friday. It's at your place and it's $80 an hour.
Missed that. Sorry, won't you repeat that, please?
Massage,
Oh,
Okay.
Monday, Thursday and Friday, your place or at home. And it's $80 an hour.
Anywhere in Australia?
No, in the Blue Mountains district, down from
There you go.
all the way up to Blackheath.
I think I'm next. So I'm Pascal. About anything about French language. Pretty much any time by agreement, very likely online. And if we're in the same area, we could meet and we'll be free.
Lovely.
Which
Samantha.
location, sorry?
I'm in Melbourne.
All right, Tim, my first offer is facilitation skills. I can facilitate meetings. I prefer to do it in person and I live in Canberra, but I can do it online too. And yeah, the availability is as negotiated, probably once a month or so is reasonable. As I said, the location preferably in Canberra, but can be online and the cost is negotiable. Yeah, depending on the circumstances. From free to $150 an hour kind of thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. I think I'm last. So my real name is Larissa Z. Zimmerman. My nickname is Zed from Army Days. So Your Money Mistress is the alter ego. My first offer, I'm trying to get out to Sydneyites in the Sydney Fringe. I've actually sent Nina an email, but if you use a code, a discount code, and I can put it in the chat, of Great Good, I've got Dance Your Way Out of Debt. I've been teaching money management skills for 24 years. So Dance Your Way Out of Debt is only going to be $15 for an hour of money management training. And my second offer will be something different. But that's the one I'd like to get out to people now, because the more money we have, the more good we can do with it. Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
I also have one as well. It's Robin here. It would be like a knitting and crocheting workshop, like real basic skills on how to create dishcloths to reduce plastic, offered here in Melbourne, Ascot Vale. The cost would be $10 for like materials if I had to go get it, but free if the participants had the materials already, so like needles, hooks, and yarn, etc. And I would probably do a workshop, maybe like once a month kind of workshop on different basic skills and how to create, dishcloths.
Fantastic.
Anything to reduce plastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fun one.
So shall we move on to the second offer? And that's your turn again, Colleen.
Yeah, I can do talk and listen on a Tuesday by phone, and it does cost $60 an hour. I've got a graduate certificate in counselling, so that's why there's a cost. I'd like to make it negotiable.
Thank you. My second offer, Pascal again, will be quite a few things around plant knowledge. If I don't know it, I'd love to research it, so that's cool for me. And it'll be online or email or whatever. And they'll be free too, because I'll enjoy it. That's my benefit. Who's next? Tim, I think.
Yeah, I think, yep. So my second offer is I have a spare room here in Canberra. I know a lot of people travel through Canberra a lot of the time. And yeah, that's available again, probably, yeah, not all of the time, depending on how things go. But location obviously here in Canberra and reasonably central near ANU, and cost is free as long as it's, if it's for a night or two.
With regards to my second offer, I have a whole program, health and wealth program, 40 hours accredited with certificate 2 level. But I love the 4-year-old workshop for primary school kids, Money is My Friend, and how to be a friend and have a friend. I'm ex-army, so I've got lots of different skills. It's all negotiable. Survival instructor. I live off grid at the moment between Grafton and Casino, but I'm actually south of Sydney at the moment for this Sydney Fringe Festival. So online, in person, negotiable, and I'm really looking forward, once I sort my dad's estate, to helping people with their end-of-life instruments too. Sorry, it's just a whole of life. Sorry. All right, I'm a bit passionate, first time on the call. Thank you.
My second offer would be like a families group once a month here again in Ascot Vale, where activities for kids between 0 and 5, really targeting the toddler age group for the activities, just to give parents a break. And also it would be like once a month, and the cost would be just by donation. We would supply food or everyone bring a plate kind of thing, as like a community building aspect to it.
Fantastic.
Now, does anyone have any questions about anyone?
They're reasonably well defined, very well defined, and yeah, clear offers, which is nice.
Does anyone maybe have a website? Do we put it in the chat yet, or leave that for later? I'm connected with those I could see on LinkedIn, the names that came up that seemed to be a good description in LinkedIn. So you're welcome to connect with me in LinkedIn. I'm just Larissa Zimmerman. So there are a couple there I couldn't find.
I don't have LinkedIn or anything, but we have Moonee Valley Sustainability Forum. I'll put that in the chat. That is who I like, the kind of group that I'm part of.
Okay.
Please wrap up and begin the clarification phase, which we're already doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you folks are killing it. Clear.
I'm interested, obviously, Larissa, with yours, they're very clearly defined things that you're already doing. With the others of you, are these things that programs that are already running? Like, Pascal, do you already do online French teaching that you're offering here, or is that kind of something you can learn?
No, but yeah, like very often I meet with people who want to learn French. It's never been official or anything, but yeah, like I've helped a few VC students and
Yeah, cool.
just chit-chatting. It's always fun. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm interested in kind of that balance between people coming here going, I've got something that I want to share with the group and offer, and those who are just coming along and going, this sounds like a fun thing. What can I offer? Which is how I've come in here. Sounds really interesting. And then thinking
It's
about,
all
okay,
about your own exploration around money, like, and what value you put into the things you do. To me, lots of things I don't want money for because I feel I'm getting something back, however that is. And I suppose everybody will do something because somehow, somewhere, they get something back. It doesn't have to be money, though. It can be just the enjoyment of it, or
absolutely.
the opportunity to learn something, or to meet people, or to just have nice time. It's all valuable. Yeah.
Found that in the beginning. I was doing it because I loved it. I left the federal police and my accountant said, what are you doing? You're not running a charity, because I was literally going backwards. So I just, I'd feel funny. I still, even though I teach it, I feel funny asking for money, teaching people to manage money. But yeah, if that's my job, that's just to cover costs. So.
It's really a very interesting approach to money, because either you earn more or you spend less. And I've always taken the line of, how could I spend less money? And so I've got plenty because I don't spend much. And that's been my superpower for a long time.
I can get by on $40,000 a year, and people go, how the hell do you do that? I say, I'm a conscious consumer.
I do far less than that. No
Yeah.
car and no consumption. So,
Yeah.
Amazing.
yeah.
Pascal, how are you contactable?
I've put we've got this list that started where people are supposed to put their name and contact. So it's all in there.
Because my son goes out with a French woman.
Well, then he's got lots of practice, hasn't he?
I know.
You haven't got an email though, Pascal, in there.
Haven't I? Where is it? I thought I did.
9/11? Is it?
Yeah, 9/11. I didn't put my email. How do I get back to this? That's what I need, is digital literacy.
Yeah.
I need help with that too.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I put it in right now.
Beautiful.
I can tell story too. I'm very good at telling story. Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't put. I'd like to put the link. The way I see it is, if we're all dancing and feeling good and not spending money, and then the world will be more sustainable as well, instead of buying things to feel good.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat if anyone knows anyone in Sydney, if that's all right.
Yeah. Tim, I'm interested in the spare room you've got, because that'll be in my need of figuring out how I could do the same, because I still have a spare bedroom. How often do people rock up? Do you put limit and say, nah, not this week, I had 3 people last week, I'm done? How do you manage that?
That was just an offer that I came up with because I don't do it formally, but I've got lots of friends around the place. Some through NENA, through the climate movement, through all sorts of places, through music. And often somebody will say to me, hey, I'm coming to Canberra. Can I crash at your place? And I have kids who are growing up and moving out, and so there's space. So I don't do it formally, but it's an offer that I thought I could put out there.
Yeah. Oh, so you haven't done it yet.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
Hello.
Sorry to interrupt those in the main group, but everyone has come back in, which is wonderful. Sam, I'll pass back over to you.
Great, thank you so much. Just take a moment to think about how your breakout room was. Was there anyone you think you'd like to, were there any matches? I know in ours we had 3 people who are involved with writing of some kind, editing, academic writing. So there was a bit of a synchronicity there. So yeah, just I'd love to hear from maybe one person, just briefly. Anything that stood out for you, a match, something interesting, something fun? Something unexpected?
There's someone offering accommodation in Canberra, which I found interesting because my son just finished a degree in ANU and he was wanting to go down to Canberra and had nowhere to stay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there was also a
Great.
speaker, a French speaker, and my son's girlfriend is French, and I'd love to learn. So she was offering lessons.
Okay, fantastic. And of course, there was lots going on in the other breakout groups that we couldn't be everywhere. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our offers and we're going to go, if someone could share the link to this document again, please, Sarah or Anisa. So a lot of you have already put your names in the first tab, the participant list. And so when you go to the offers, you'll see your name appears 3 times, which gives you up to 3 opportunities to fill in your offers. So I've done the first lot, but it's really just follow the headings in each column. Put in as much detail as possible. It also helps you to get clear on your own offering, particularly your availability. And you may not know what you want in exchange. It will be a negotiated exchange. That's fine. And when you've done that, feel free to take a little break. Yeah, we're just writing this down on paper for now.
I think the recording just missed that, but so everyone who's watching at home, we're just writing down our needs now. So hopefully you've come up with at least a couple of needs. And so, yeah, feel free to think about which ones you want to share in your breakout room. Samantha and I are just going to quickly show what that looks like. So, for example, for me, a need that I have is people wanting to help with the facilitation and or admin of free trainings for communities and change makers. In terms of urgency, it's not urgent, and the location is Melbourne or online. And the payment or exchange is you can get skills. I'm happy to mentor and share skills on running trainings and facilitating. How about you, Sam?
Thanks. I am going on a road trip on the east coast of Vic and New South Wales. Sorry, I should start with the offer, right? I want my need, and looking for places where I can facilitate offers and needs markets. So it is around late September to late November and East Coast, Vic and New South Wales. Payment, accommodation and food exchange. Normally with a need, what do we mean by payment is what are you willing to pay? Okay, so my payment is facilitation.
So we're going to do the same thing. So Sam will put the agenda in the chat and then you can go around in the same order, alphabetical order, and then have a bit of a chat afterwards. This is the same breakout rooms as you were in before, and then we'll change it up a little bit later. So yeah, we'll give you, about 15 minutes for that. Is there any burning questions before we let you all loose again, send you out? And then, the 4 of you in the first room, if you can just stay in here, that would be amazing.
I'm going to have a spare room, so I'd love to explore with some people what I'm going to do with it, because I don't like the idea it's going to stay empty. Don't necessarily want money, but if it was a bit more than, if it was long-term, I think it'll be fair to ask for some level of contribution. I don't know. Yeah, I need to explore that because I used to house share a long time ago, but obviously we're talking 40 years ago and or 35. So things have changed.
Has changed.
That's my need.
Robin, you actually come before me in the alphabet.
I do. Yes. That's okay. My need is to learn basic car stuff, like car maintenance, like light changes, oil changes, air filter replacement, things that apparently can be done.
Yep.
That doesn't need to be going to a mechanic once a year or twice a year to do. I'm happy to pay for materials and for I don't know, like $50 for an exchange, like for time that it takes. Is that all the questions?
Nice.
Yeah.
Efficiency is one that we haven't actually answered in either of these.
Oh, I can do that. I'm gonna attempt to sell my car in the next 3 months, so within 2 months would be nice, so I can learn.
My first need is somebody with some decent handy person skills. I'm a very unpractical person, and so is my partner, and we've got things that need to be done around the house. It's not a huge urgency because quite a few of them we've been living with several years, but can't find a tradie for love or money who's willing to come and do little jobs. So I'm looking for somebody who's willing to do little jobs around the place. Willing to pay, also willing to barter, but somebody who's willing to actually do a decent job.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, for me, lots of needs, what you guys have said as well. Technology helping in the business, but I think the primary one for me is once I sort my dad's estate here south of Sydney on the 31st of October, I'll be heading back to my property, which is off grid between Lismore and Grafton. And I would love a flatmate. I've had one in the past, which was great for 6 months. Just a second pair of hands in the bush means a lot. So it's free accommodation and I can help with food costs as well. But basically, yeah, I need help in the bush. Yeah.
Cool. That's a great offer. It's an offer and a need. That's a neat one. I like that.
If you know of anyone, please. I'm particular because I don't want, I've gone through quite a few people like to drink or smoke and stuff like that, but I'm 45 minutes from the nearest milk and bread, so people don't like that. Yeah.
So should we do the second round and then discuss? Yeah. I'd like to talk to someone who has fostered dogs before because I like to do it. And I'm the sort of person that like to talk before doing things, so she's got an idea what she's getting her fingers into. So it's not urgent, but that'd be nice to have a chat with someone. And yeah, that's it.
My second need is bread making. I'm taking it from the skills of resilience or resilience list, but bread making because I hate the fact that there's so many ingredients in bread. That sourdough looks very complicated, but I've been told it's not. So I think the urgency is not urgent, but to do eventually. I think it'd be like a negotiable. I think it's more of a trading of skills, yeah, instead of finances for that one.
Bread making in exchange for crocheting.
Exactly. Although I feel like if someone's doing sourdough, they've already know how to crochet.
Don't know.
Not necessarily.
Oh, no?
Life is so diverse.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. That will be it then. I can teach you crocheting.
Excellent. My second need, which is something that's been in my head for ages, but inspired directly by Pascal's offer last time, is that I grew up with a little bit of Russian around me. My mother was a native Russian speaker and would speak Russian with the grandmother and with her mother. And I have a little bit of Russian, and I tried to learn a little bit more formally more recently as an adult. I'd love to have somebody to have Russian conversations with, a good speaker who I could learn a bit more properly with. So yeah, location online or in person if there's someone in Canberra Not urgent at all, but something I would love to do at some stage in my life. And payment, again, similarly, I think to a lot of what each of us are saying, I'm happy to pay if that's appropriate, or I'm happy to barter or trade with something else.
Okay. My name's Russian, that's all I can offer. Larissa is a Russian,
It is,
apparently.
yes.
Je suis désolée, mais je ne parle français. Pascal, I learned that.
Indeed not.
For those that did not, I learned, I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak French. So that's what I said. My other need is I'm just getting back into business after a 12-year detour. And yeah, basically, I just need to clone myself and put 50 hours in the day. I've had, again, one opportunity in the past where a lady came on to help me with marketing. And it was like, because it was during COVID, so we just helped each other online, got her name out, got my name out. There was no monetary for either of us incoming either, so I was just helping each other. And because I have written a book on how to have sizzling sex and more money in your relationship, so I can offer the book, I can offer the online stuff that I've got, like the workshops for children upwards, financial goal setting for teenagers. So I can offer how to manage your money, basically healthy mind, body and wallet is what it is. But yeah, I just don't have enough hours in the day to try and market my business. So that's it at the moment. I'm still working for maybe a couple of years yet, but yeah, then I hope to retire. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So no urgency, and location can be anywhere as well. And yeah, I think I covered that. Thanks.
Larissa, I think you was about to ask a question before, weren't you? Did you have a question?
Oh, that's right. Clarifying questions. I was just wondering, Pascal, when you said about fostering dogs, is that something that you'd like to do part-time, or do you mean adopt for a long time? Because I know people take them from the pound and keep them, but when you say foster, does that mean not permanent?
Not permanent, no, just occasional. I just want to explore how I feel about having a dog. So I want to start with fostering and see how that will work.
Okay. Is that something you've heard people say they've done in the
Yeah,
past?
I know that there are groups that are looking for fosterers. Like very often it's dogs either that don't cope with being in a pound, which nobody does really, or dogs that just had an operation, so they can't be adopted yet. So then rather than leaving them in a shelter, they just have a nice quiet time somewhere and then return to be adopted. I suppose, yeah, I don't feel like I want to commit to a dog for the next 15 years of my life, but I like to have a dog in my life, or dogs.
Nice. Yeah. That's how I feel about men. No.
Same, yeah. Yep.
There you
Fair
go.
enough. Fair enough. It's all about needs, innit?
That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody's
And if you're
different.
clear about what you need, it always works better.
What was the first part of that sentence?
If you are clear about what you need, it's always better. And
100%.
sometimes the process of clarifying what it is exactly you need is important.
That C word, communication. But as you've said, clarity too.
Clarity is a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the things that got me interested in this whole idea of the offers and needs market, because it actually does get us thinking about exactly that, isn't it? It's, what do I actually need? What is it that I want? Yeah.
Robin, I was interested because the thing you mentioned, I learned a lot of those skills just through YouTube. You have to be a bit selective, but there's a lot out
sourdough
there.
bread making and like carving.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I think it's more of, I don't know, to get started with something's very difficult. It's not difficult, but watching a video is a good place to start. But then that mentoring one-on-one is
main group. But everyone else, when you get kicked out of the breakout rooms, it's pretty brutal.
That was so exciting. Oh my goodness. The connections happening and just listening to a couple of rooms, I'm feeling very enlivened. And what we're going to do now actually is go to the spreadsheet again, which now has a needs tab. Oh, but before we do that, let's just hear from one person how it was for you. Just to get a taste.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Jessie.
It's interesting how very alike you're very similar and how we could match up and help each other anyway, just in those 4 small.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. Thank you. All right, you hopefully all still have that spreadsheet open. So go ahead and put your needs in there.
We're gonna give you 2 minutes. If you want to put them in the chat, we can move them over for you.
It's incredible the amount of different needs that we have and how I can see already that we can all collaborate between each other.
Absolutely.
This session have been like mind-blowing. I was just in a group with another 3 ladies. We are all in different parts of Australia, and already part of the group team is helping to the other with their needs. It was in all solved.
This is the magic. Wonderful. It is so good to hear. So, of course, those spreadsheets will remain up right up until December this year, or depending on what the group decides, you will have time to continue putting your needs in there. So for now, we're going to go into totally different breakout groups. And now you know the drill, but this time pick either a need or an offer. So only one, there's only going to be one round, and you're going to share one of your offers or one of your needs.
Welcome back. Hopefully, yeah, you got to hear from some new people and maybe even made some matches. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a bit of silent reflection for you all to think about what you might plan to do as a result of this. So I'll put on some nice music again. And yeah, we'll just have 1 minute. Okay, Sam, over to you.
Okay, so you may be feeling inspired about exchange by this time and be thinking, how can I have more of this in my life? So there are a few options other than asking us to run more of these in this kind of format. You may also want to become an offers and needs market facilitator. So let us know. There's going to be a survey, and let us know in there if you're interested in that. This is a project of the Post-Growth Institute in the US, and that's where I did the training. I want to acknowledge them for this particular way or this particular structure. Then there are also, I'm sure most people here have heard of Let's, a local exchange trading system, and there are many Let's groups that are also online, and I will just put that in the chat. The community exchange system, the CES, is something I've been part of for more than 20 years. It's an online system where we offer you can post your offers and needs within, and it's a global community. And if anyone has any other, I know there are other communities out there. There are also free stuff, Facebook pages, and all sorts of other things. But if you want to share any of that with the rest of the group, feel free to put that in the chat. So we want to have as many different ways of trading and exchanging as possible. That makes for more abundance, basically, and less dependence on one system, for example, the fiat currency system, which is fragile, as we know. So yeah, anyone either put in the chat, or now is the time if you want to raise your hand and just make people aware of any other system that you have experience with. Feel free to do that now. Okay, thank you. Does someone want to say something?
Yeah, I belong to, and there are 2 other people, Noni and Colleen, that are in the same group. It's called MAC, which is Mountains Alliance for Climate. And we are joined up with 350.org, which is in turn has melted into something called CJC, Climate Justice Coalition. It's got about 6 groups in it, and I'm very excited about this because at last groups are coming together. And so I just want to share that with you because, yeah, and this workshop is just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. And yes, this can be used in so many different contexts. And I'm going to be running one at the International Facilitators Conference next year. But yeah, conferences, organizations, let's groups, many different contexts. Great to get that feedback. So what we're going to do now is Anisa's just going to take us through the survey, talk about the survey, and then we're going to have a little bit more sharing in the big group, which we haven't had time to have a lot of that. So I look forward to hearing a little bit more from those about 5 people who'd like to share.
So while we've got you as a captive audience, we would love you to fill out a survey. It not only helps us as facilitators do this even better next time, it also helps the Post-Growth Institute in the thousands of these that are run around the world. So we're going to give you about 5 minutes. So hopefully you can click on the survey link that I just put in the chat. So yeah, please take the time to fill this out. It will really help us. And you can also add in there if you're interested to help run these in the future as well. But I'll put on some music. Okay, thank you so much. See the results coming through. So yeah, thanks so much for those that filled it out. And if you haven't quite finished, then you can finish later. And I'll hand over to you, Sam. Let's hear from the room.
Yeah, let's perhaps put a Y in the chat if you'd like to share, and we'll have maybe 5 shares, about a minute each. Yeah, how your experience was. Okay, your money mistress is going to be up first, but just continue to put a Y in the chat while if you would like to share as well.
Sorry, I just jumped in there because we sat for a second and others didn't, but it's really hard to get to know someone very quickly. And I know being in the money space that people have this filter sometimes. So I have to try and show them that I'm not about having more money, but indeed the more money you have, the more good you can do with it. So if you don't have to go to work because you can live on little, we can be full-time philanthropists and volunteers. So if you are in Sydney or know people in Sydney that would love to come along, I have a small portion of free tickets I can give away to the events, but I've put them in the Excel spreadsheet, what the events are at Sydney Fringe. I guess that's the most important. And then if you do have anyone that wants to experience living off grid, I appreciate it. So that was just a final plug, but I put everything in the survey. This is brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. I don't know, what is your name?
Larissa Zimmerman, or Zed
Larissa.
is my nickname. That's what I am. And I've sent some LinkedIn invites if people go, who the hell is this, from what I've seen tonight to people. Thanks.
Great. Thanks for being so proactive. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. Jane, are you on? For there you are. Yes. Unmute yourself and go ahead.
Positive feelings and thoughts about this experience, and it's so easy to get in touch with so many, to match up needs and skills with each other, needs and what's the other word, wants and needs, or whatever it is, needs
offers
and
and needs.
needs,
Yes.
yes. And it's, yes, all the things I've been thinking about I would like to get help with, and to find it's so easy to do that. I think it's the most marvelous thing. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. And sometimes just naming the need means it's out there in the world, and our brain already starts to find ways to make sure we can meet that need, even if doesn't happen in this particular group. So just clarifying what we need is really important process. Thanks, Jane. And your words are energy. Yes, exactly. Shirley, unmute yourself and
Yeah, it just so happens that Noni and Colleen and I are all Irish, and we all live in the Blue Mountains. And we've all been working together for all this sort of sustainability, environmental, social justice, the whole works for a few years now. And so we are having this sustainability festival on the 6th of September. And I don't really know, I can't think fast enough to say anything more than we would like to connect with you for this festival experience in some way. And I don't have any technology stuff, but the least I can do, or we can do, the three of us together, is just report on this experience. We are having a workshop session from 12 to 1:30 on the day, so I think it would be possible to bring you something back from there. And that's what I'd like to do.
To bring something.
I have to get the story from you. I'll have to watch the recording again and see the...
Sure. And if you have if you've set up some kind of website maybe for the festival, then that can go in the office spreadsheet and people can connect with you through that.
Yeah, I'll have to talk it through with other people who know all about this stuff and quite frankly want to do it, because honestly, I'm hopeless.
Yeah, that's
The
okay.
story's absolutely
Got to
brilliant.
do what you enjoy. You contribute in the way that you enjoy. But thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, I'll probably get in touch with
There
you.
will be people interested.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pauline.
Okay, so we are almost at time. Last chance if anybody wants to share something, some last words. Noni.
I would just like to do a shout out to Tim Hollow and just say how inspirational he has been. And yet, the sad thing is that he released this book a few years ago, which was literally a blueprint for us to move forward. But like a lot of wonderful ideas, it hasn't gone very far. Tim, thank you for inspiring us. And Office of Needs, I just really love the session. Thank you.
Great. Good to hear. Thank you, Noni. I'm going to see if I can get hold of the book. Colleen, did you want to share something? You're off mute.
Oh, I just wanted to say how lovely everyone's been and how accepting and how easy it was to give and receive information. And I'm really happy for this opportunity.
Great. I'm so glad. Thanks for sharing. Okay, I'll hand over to you, Anisa, for some final words, I think.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam. And Sally just wrote in the chat, just double checking that it's okay to approach anyone on the spreadsheet directly. And so, yes, that's the point. So the spreadsheet will be available. We'll take it offline in December because we just don't want it to exist on the internet forever. But yes, please contact each other. I'm sure there's already I've already seen a lot of contacts happening already, but I haven't had time to look at the spreadsheet yet. Please go ahead and do that.
Absolutely. Thank you for making that explicit, Anisa and Sally, for your question. That's really the whole point of the exercise. It's also about the connections in the moment, but yes, please go and use that. Make sure you've got a phone number there as well as your email address, perhaps.
Cool. Okay, so to wrap up, we just wanted to say thank you so much everyone for coming. This has been the first time that we've run one of these offers and needs markets as the NENA Localisation Hub, which this event was helped put together both by NENA, but then also there's the Degrowth Network Australia, which I'm part of, and Transition Australia, another amazing group, also helped share it. Yeah. And I'm going to put in the chat, if you want to get more involved in NENA, if you want to join me and others, then please shoot us through an email. Maybe you can help us organize more of these sorts of things. And then, if you're interested in getting involved with the Degrowth Network. So we thank you so much for coming along and for being part of it. And hopefully see you again and hopefully see you at the NENA conference in October. And Samantha and I are happy to hang out for the next 10 minutes if anyone wants to hang around and ask any questions about NENA or anything. But otherwise, yeah, have a great night. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thanks, guys.
participating and having fun.